Yeah, this movie is brutal, brutally predictable. Oh! Yes, today I'm talking about the 2015 Japanese film Brutal that gained notoriety for being brutal, and brutal it is. Kind of. It's actually fairly tame, surprisingly enough, and I feel like the brutality really comes from the implications more than what you actually see on screen. And yes, it's another one of these films that I can't really describe in too much details, and of course I can't really show shit from it. So, what is Brutal about? Well, the thing about this film is you've already seen it. If you're a fan of extreme Japanese film, you've seen this film multiple times. Or even if you're a fan of just extreme cinema. This brings nothing new to the table, and the things it attempts to bring to the table kind of fall flat on their faces. Like the visual style, because this film has the grindhouse effect that was really cool in 2007 when Grindhouse did it. At that point in 2015, oh boy was that getting old. And I know what you're thinking, but Spooky, you didn't mind it in Skinamarink? Yeah, because Skinamarink at least made an effort to look like it was being shot on film, other than doing a 3-second loop of a film stock footage. Overlay. Whatever the fuck that is. This movie doesn't even attempt to look like it wasn't shot on some cheap camera. But I can almost excuse it if it wasn't for the fact that you can obviously see where the loop starts, and it also shifts the image. Constantly. Why? Another problem I have with the visuals is, holy shit, does the director not do anything other than extreme close-ups? You get no sense of scale in this entire film because everything is this. He starts scenes with shots like this, he ends scenes with shots like this, and the only time the characters conversate, you see them this shot, then they talk, then they cut to another shot exactly like this. It's very poorly made filmmaking. But you know, all of this can be excusable if the film itself is good. And for that I have to say that it's pretty decent. It's nothing great and it's nothing bad. It's really inoffensive. The film is split in 3 chapters. Man, woman, and of course, like the rest of this film, pretty predictable, man and woman. And the first one is, of course, following a man, a serial killer that likes to torture and kill women. In between that, you get attempt at character development, and even though the gore is pretty tame, I think it's really effective. For once, the director's obsession with extreme close-ups works out pretty well. Also, there's a scene where a woman gets stabbed in the vagina, so for that, they gain a point. The second chapter is a woman, where we see a woman that murders men. Specifically, more Yakuzas, I think. They look like thugs, which, you know, they have tattoos and stuff like that. And what I like is she destroys any man who tries to seduce her. Until one of them, at a bar, starts waxing poetically about her drink that's blue, talking about the ocean and how beautiful the ocean is and how it should be red instead of blue. That scene goes on for way too long. The dialogue is not strong enough for a scene to be that long in this film. And holy shit, I just suddenly started smoking 50 cigarettes a day. Sorry, that was my Marge Simpson impression. So after she gets seduced by the man, they go to a love hotel and you find out that the man knows that she kills people and he attempts to take revenge because I guess he was connected to the Yakuzas. Who gives a shit? The chapter ends and my light died. And in the third and final chapter, our 2 characters meet and they go into the guy's apartment to, I guess, have sex, but there he will try to kill her and then we'll discover that they have a similarity. I won't spoil it, but I laughed out loud. That reveal is the dumbest shit I've seen in a while, but it gets point for making me laugh out loud. So, what did I think of, sorry, I'll say the director's name, Takashi Hirose's 2015 Brutal? If I could reduce my review to a sound, it'd be... It's okay. Honestly, I didn't hate my time with it, although it felt long for being 67 minutes and basically having a 3-minute credit scene. So this movie is an hour long and it still felt longer. But overall, I didn't hate it, but I also didn't like it. This is pretty much in the middle. As the kids say, this is mid. You won't hate the fact that you watched it, but you won't fall in love with it. And that might just be me, because if I see my friends on Letterboxd, they all seem to enjoy it fairly. My light died. God damn it, both of my lights died. So yeah, maybe I'm in the wrong, which would be surprising, because I'm always right. But as someone who does enjoy extreme Japanese horror, I feel like I'm glad I watched this, because I'm kind of a completionist, and I'm glad to have this in my collection. If any of this sounded interesting to you, you might like it. So maybe, I'm not sure if this is on VOD through Unearthed Films website, by the way, not sponsored, but if you can find it cheap or on VOD and you're interested, go give it a watch. I don't think you'll regret it. At most, you'll just be, it was okay. Like I was. So thank you guys, and see you guys. Wow, I said guys twice in the same sentence. I can't speak for shit. I'm gonna go. Can't say that on YouTube anymore. Have a good one.